Darius, you're a great father. Got to watch you be a dad, both digitally and real life, whenever you're playing. You've handled it with such confidence and ease, and your kids love you, which I think is the telling of whether or not you're a good father. Ty, I got a chance to go to the reception of the baptism this weekend. The entire family around Sloan was amazing. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. Tone, Paisana, your baby, watching your dad hold her in the photos and seeing you literally be a different person, I think. Now, into the microphone, you're still saying the same stuff. But living for a different thing, like it is, and obviously I have a lot of friends that are parents and they're great at what they do. I grew up never wanting to be a dad. That was not something I ever wanted to do. I never wanted to have a kid, mostly because I was a piece of shit as a kid. I was a tough kid to handle. I mean, I was in trouble all the time. You've heard about, fifth grade, I had a cigarette sales operation where I was, you know what I mean? Like I was just a bad kid. Energetic, talked a lot. I was out and about. I couldn't play video games. I was a lot to handle. A lot of people probably very annoyed with me as a kid. So I just kind of shaped it in my mind, like I'm just going to work forever. I'm just going to do my thing. I don't want to have a kid. Fast forward to, meeting Samantha Ludi, and then we end up getting married, Samantha McAfee. And, I do something that I never thought I was going to do, which is get married. And then I start enjoying marriage and seeing everything about it. And, Sam really changed my mindset on a lot of things. And it's cool to have a partner in life almost, which I never really wanted in the past. Never really thought of something it was going to be. I honestly assumed I was going to die alone. And I was going to be completely cool with it. I was going to be good uncles. I was going to go pop in. I was going to give big gifts. Hey, how you doing? Crying? Get the fuck away from me. I'm going to get out of here. Oh, you guys got Thanksgiving? Can I come over to Thanksgiving? Cool. I'm going to come over. I'm going to do that. I just assumed I would die alone. Sam has really changed me in a massive way with that. Obviously, we're married, going on 3 years. I mean, Jesus, we're already 2 years.
Wow. COVID counts for 3 years in a long, so.
10, 15, you mean. Yeah. Yeah. But nonetheless, we're married. I'm enjoying it. And Sam has always dreamt of being a mother. So whenever, Sam and I start talking about our future, just listening to her passion and listening to the way she goes about doing everything, whether it's holidays around the house, the way she treats her animals and her pets, and the way she treats people and her friends' kids, it's like, oh, this woman would be an incredible mother. Like this woman is going to be a great mom. Like she cares, she's invested, she loves doing all the corny stuff that parents do. She tries to do it for our animals now. It's like this lady wants to be a mom, was potentially her greatest gift is going to be a mom. So after I started realizing that and talking to her, I was like, all right, let's have a kid. So Sam and I, we attempt to have a kid. We get pregnant. First, literally within the first couple weeks of trying, and she goes through an ectopic pregnancy, which I did not know what it was. I looked into it. It caused an emergency surgery in which she had internal bleeding. Doctor told me she might die from the bleed. So we go from her being pregnant, passing, having a positive on a pregnancy test, first time doing it. Okay, my life has changed. I'm going to be a dad. Never expected to be a dad. I'm going to be a dad. And then all of a sudden, we're in the hospital the night the Browns take on the Browns take on the Ravens, and Lamar Jackson has the poop game.
Yep.
So I'm in the hospital while Sam's going through a 45-minute surgery. While she goes in for that surgery, I'm told internal bleeding. We don't know how bad it's going to be, but we should be good. But there is obviously a chance or whatever. I'm like, my wife's going to fucking die. That's insane. So she obviously survives through that surgery, devastated that she's not going to be a mom now, right? Starts blaming herself. So then we have to go through an entire recovery period, not only for her body from the surgery, but also from her being so incredibly upset and let down by herself that she wasn't able to just do what everybody else seemingly is able to do. So that led to me and Sam looking into stats and how normal it is for people to have miscarriages and ectopic pregnancies. And it's not really talked about much, but it is a alarmingly high percent of pregnancies end up not being successful. And I think that is something that women are embarrassed to share that they go through it, so don't really hear as much about it or whatever. And a lot of people in high school are like, oh, it's easy to get somebody pregnant, so you're scared into doing it. But I don't think anybody realizes the alarmingly high amount of times that it does not work out, and it is devastating. I mean, absolutely devastating to my wife, Samantha, and to a lot of moms out there that are dreaming of it. So It took us a little bit to get past that, I think both physically, mentally, emotionally, and everything. So we try to get pregnant again. We get pregnant again immediately. It happens. Here we go. We're happy. We have the entire like, hey, you're gonna be a dad video Sam made. Like it was really cool. Like we were doing the whole thing. Again, emergency surgery, ectopic pregnancy, her fallopian tubes, internal bleeding. That was when Michigan beat Ohio State in Michigan. I'm in the hospital that day. Same exact situation. So I have a lot more questions for the doctor this time. I'm like, how do we get to the point where she's going to maybe die again? Like, are we not looking at this? And there's obviously a lot more that goes into it, but that was an incredibly emotional day there. Sam survives, gets through it, obviously. Bad surgery's tough. I mean, they're cutting in. It is a full thing, very intrusive. Immediately again now, Sam feels terrible about herself. She's disappointed herself. She's let herself down. She thinks that she's not strong enough to be a mom. And all these things are things that I'm trying to combat her with. Like, no, Sam, this is out of your control completely. Like, there's nothing you can do. You can't control what's happening inside of you. She doesn't see it that way, though. So I'm trying my best to be like, Sam, we were able to get pregnant. You're okay. She loses her second fallopian tube, right? So in theory, if you just go by the natural thing, her 2 surgeries that had to happen, life-saving surgeries that happened, take away the natural ability to have a child. So immediately after the surgery is done, we're told like, hey, IVF seems like the perfect thing for you guys because our egg and our sperm have met and made a baby every single time. Just for whatever reason, it hadn't been able to get into, the incubator to really start cooking. So we started looking into IVF, but it took us a little bit to want to do that because of how emotionally draining everything was. Sam is a fucking badass. Sam has battled not only physically, but mentally, emotionally. She's had to go through a bunch. So we start the IVF process back in July. It involves a shot every single night that I'm administering to her. She's getting multiple shots for the first few weeks a day, like 3 shots a day for the first few weeks. I'm giving her a shot every single night to add to this oil and this hormone that's happening. We're going in, she's giving blood every single week, or maybe even twice a week she has to go in and give blood. We're getting ultrasounds that are very uncomfortable. We're doing this whole thing. It's a whole process. She's taking pills. She's got all these things. It's like a human science experiment. We're going through the fucking database that they have. We have to like go through and like read and learn about every single part of the entire thing. So I feel like I'm pretty educated on the entire pregnancy thing through it all. But my wife has had to take needles and give blood, and the amount of conversations and uncomfortable conversations that she's had to have every single day, all in hopes of getting pregnant. Not even that it's going to happen. She's putting herself through hell in hopes of getting pregnant. We get pregnant. We think it's going to go good. But we didn't want to tell anybody because we didn't want to put the unwarranted pressure on people to not only be happy for us, but also then if it doesn't work out, because we have been scarred a little bit the first 2 times, we don't want anybody to feel bad and do the whole thing. So we have completed the first trimester. The baby looks incredibly safe. We do not know the sex, although we could have known the sex through the IVF process. We chose not to. We'll find that out in a few weeks. And I just want to tell my wife how incredibly proud I am of her. She has been a badass through this. Her persistence and resilience has been something that is nothing short of inspiring. She has been through a lot of pain. She has a lot of scars, both physically and emotionally from this whole process. And I can't wait to see you be a mom. You're going to be the fucking best mom on earth. And I appreciate you so much. And thank you to everybody in our universe for being very supportive through this all. Obviously, our family and friends knew before we made the public announcement. And the boys, I can just speak, getting to watch you guys become dads and getting a chance to chat with you guys about it and the things that you guys, because there's been some tough mornings where I've come in here and it's like, this has been tough. Like, this has been a lot. You guys have not only kept me positive and motivated, but also have kept like hope for what it's going to be like whenever we're going to be parents. So I appreciate you all so much. To my family, thank you so much. D-Butt even gave me a couple motivational speeches about being a dad a few times whenever he would travel in here. So I appreciate everybody. Sam's family, Sam's friends have been very supportive, and all the love we were shown on the internet, we're very thankful for. But I'm scared to fucking death. I had no idea it was going to happen. I hope I'll be a good dad. And thank you, everybody, for the love, honestly. With that being said, Sam, you're a badass, all right?
Yeah. Congrats.
Congrats, you both.
It was a lot, though. That's crazy. You walk into the hospital, and it's like, we're pregnant, we're happy. Sam's having a little pain, discomfort or whatever.
Yeah.
Should we go to the hospital? Is this just, she's pregnant? Is there going to be discomfort? Is it pain? Are you going to be in pain whenever you're pregnant? Is something going to go on? Go into the hospital and then we get there and they're like, oh, we need to do emergency surgery right now, internal bleeding. We don't need to bleed anymore. You might die or whatever. It's like, this is terrible. What? So then whenever Sam wanted to do it again, I was like, are we sure we want to, do this again? And Sam, being a mom, I think is something that a lot of women, I'm not saying every woman, because I've seen people that have bad moms that exists out there. And I think we need to remember that whenever we hear stories about somebody, oh, they did this to their mom. It's like, well, let's ask what mom did too. Because there is some people that have bad family members. A majority though, let's assume there's a majority of great moms out there. I think naturally want to be mom, yearn to be a mom. I think it's in there. But also I feel like can prove to be great moms, and I think Sam had all those. I think Sam wanted to be, I think she yearned to be, and I think she wants to be an incredible mom. So I'm happy we got back in there. I'm happy IVF existed. Big shout out to Dr. O'Leary. She was the doctor through it all, through the IVF. She's a badass, former Air Force grad, I think.
Damn.
Yeah, I think she's bad. She's been really cool. She's been a support system for Sam, who sends a text, because every once in a while we'll just wake up and I can't feel, so I have no. And she'll be like, oh, I'm having a little. And our automatic reaction is like,
Yeah, something's wrong.
shit.
oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. So then she'll text Dr. O'Leary, and she'll get a text back from Dr. O'Leary like, oh, that's gas. And I'm like, oh, this is what I feel. Sam, you just got to go shit your pants right now, Sam? Is that what you got to do? She goes, stop. I don't do that. I'm like, it sounds like you just. It sounds like you just. And it becomes, obviously, I'm not supposed to be the guy that is in those situations. But it's been a fun process. It's been a grueling, I think, for Sam. She's been 150 shots. She's
Damn.
150.
a lot.
I've become pretty good though. I will say.
Syringe.
At the drawing, switching the needle, putting the other needle in, antibacterial wipe, putting it in there like you're throwing a dart.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like it's supposed to go in there like it's a dart, and then the clean, and then also the conversation with the wife as she's crying because I'm stabbing her every single night. That is a tough thing for a relationship to go through, because she would be nauseous and sick because she's pregnant. So I'd come home, I make a sound, it's making her feel even worse. It's like, my presence is not good here. So then I know an hour from now I'm gonna have to give her a shot too. I'm like, oh. So I'm just gonna stand here and I'm just gonna try not to fuck anything up right now. I'm just gonna be quiet. So then I gotta give her a shot and she's sleeping because she's tired or whatever. So I have to wake her up. I'm like, hey, I gotta give you a shot. That's not the best news, right? That's not the best news to wake up to. So then I wake her up, get her ice bag. She puts it on there, and she hates needles, obviously. So she has had to face her fear here, dive into a pit of needles basically, and then every single time, it's painful. And then you hear your wife, who you love, go agony almost, and it's this is tough. This is very difficult, but we're incredibly lucky that it worked for now. Hopefully we'll be able to continue this whole thing, and hopefully I won't be the worst father of all time. That's what we're planning on. Dahmer's dad up there at number one.
Yeah.
I think Hitler probably up there. I think Fogel's dad didn't do great either. I mean,
yeah.
there's a long list that we could go through, I guess. I'm just hoping not to be that, and hopefully little, whatever the name is.
Here we go.
A lot of conversations on this particular program about what I'm going to name the kid.
A lot of possibilities.
Turns out I don't have a lot of decision making. Yeah, I've learned that over the last couple of weeks.
49%.
Yeah. 2 people have votes. I have 49% of the vote. That's a huge percentage.
Massive.
But when the other person, you do the math here, has 51%, it's like, oh, that's a little bit more.
That's the majority.
That seems like that's going to be the winning vote. But I think we'll come do it together, and I'm incredibly proud of Sam. I can't wait to be a dad, but I am scared to death.